Now student, this is the fourth lecture from topic first, atomic structure. This is the last lecture from this topic. The point which are remaining from these chapters are included in this topic. Now, last point from your syllabus is shapes of SPD orbitals. Before going to shapes of SPD orbitals, let's know what mean by orbital. The orbital does not define any shape because it having dual nature, wave nature and particle nature. Orbitals are the area where probability of finding electron is more. So that area where probability of finding electron around the nucleus is more, that is called as a orbital. Now this is orbital region, space around the nucleus where electrons are present in the form of a cloud, where there is a possibility of finding electron is more, hence that area known as a orbital. Now there are s orbital, p orbital and d orbital. Now this picture shows these three orbital. Now next one is a first orbital is s orbital. What is s orbital? S orbital whose azimuthal quantum number is 0 as well as magnetic quantum number is also 0. In the first lecture we had seen 4 quantum number: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number and spin quantum number. All these quantum numbers are required to describe each electron or to characterize each electron present in an atom in the element or molecule. So these are the numbers which are required to identify energy, position, velocity of electron in an atom. So when there is a s orbital, azimuthal quantum number, that is L value is 0, magnetic quantum number also 0. These two values indicate what? They indicate that s orbital has only one orientation. Now azimuthal quantum number, that is L, indicating in which orbit electron is present, whether it is in s orbit, p orbit, d orbit and so on. That is subshell. Subshell is given by azimuthal quantum number. Whereas magnetic quantum number, what is it gives? It gives orientation, whether orbital in which electron is belong is present on a x-axis, y-axis or z-axis. That is, magnetic quantum number gives idea about orientation of these suborbital in which electron is present. So now, as in a case of s orbital, L value is 0. When L value is 0, the orbit is s orbit. We had seen this in first lecture. Now when m value is 0, indicating orientation is in all direction. Hence s orbital is a s orbital is a symmetrical one. It is a spherically symmetrical one. Now these are the shapes of different s orbital, that is first s, second s and 3s. Now 1, 2 and 3, these are numbers indicating principal quantum number. 1s indicating this s orbital is present near to the nucleus. 2s, it is little bit far away from the nucleus, and 3s indicating it is away from the nucleus. So as this picture gives idea about as we go away from the nucleus, the size of orbital also goes on increasing. Now in this picture, 1s having smaller size, that means the distance of 1s with nucleus is a closer one and size is small, as we go away from the nucleus, that is from 1s to 2s to 3s, size goes on increasing. Now this diagram gives idea about the size of 1s, 2s and 3s. Now in case of s orbital, the electron cloud spread uniformly around the nucleus in a spherical manner. So this is the shape of s orbital. Now if we see cross section of s orbital, this cross section gives clear idea about the distance of last shell from the nucleus or the size of 1s, 2s and 3s orbital. This cross section area indicating that if you see 1s is having smaller area, 2s is having little bit bigger than 1s and 3s is bigger than 1s and 2s. So these pictures gives where the probability of finding electron is more. Now the area which are present between two shells, that means in case of 3s you can see that there are area which are present between two orbital, two shells, two orbital. That area called as a nodal zone or nodes. What is meant by nodes? Nodes is area where electron density is 0. That means probability of finding electron is nearly 0. It is absolutely 0. No electrons is present within that area. Hence that area is known as a nodal zone or nodes. Now next second orbital is a p orbital. Now this picture gives us idea about that p orbital are 3 1 and their orientation are different. They are not similar to each other, not the same. Now this idea given by again a principal quantum number such as L and M, that is a azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number. Now azimuthal quantum number symbolized by small l value, magnetic quantum number symbolized by small m value. I had already told you L gives in which orbit electron is present, whether S, P, D and F orbit, whereas M gives orientation of that suborbital in which electron is present, whether that suborbital is present along the x-axis, y-axis or z-axis. Now in case of p orbital, L value is 1 and M value is equal to plus minus L. We had seen that how to calculate magnetic quantum number. For the calculation of magnetic quantum number, the formula is m is equal to plus minus L. So now here L is calculated by n minus 1 formula. Now it gives one value. Now when L value is 1, orbit is a p orbit. Now when L value is 0, orbit is s orbit. Now here for p orbital, L value is 1, hence electron is present in a p orbital, and m value is minus 1, 0, plus 1. That means there are 3 orientation, which indicate that p orbital has 3 orientation around the nucleus, around the space, along x, y and z axis, and they are termed as px, py and pz orbital. So now this picture indicating first left one is a px orbital, that is a p orbital which is having dumbbell shape. This dumbbell shape present along the x-axis, middle one present along the y-axis and right one, the lobes are present along the z-axis. So first one is a px, second one is a py and third one is a pz orbital. Now again this diagram gives you idea about orbital which are present on the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now these orbitals are having different direction, different orientation, but they are similar or identical in size, shape and energy. They are differ from one another only in orientation. That is, one is present along the x, another one on y-axis, and third one is along the z-axis. Only orientation of these three orbitals are different, whereas their size, shape, their energy are similar one. Now this 3D picture gives you idea about how these orbitals are present along the different axes. Now here we have taken this picture from all the pictures which are present within these slides are I have taken the help of internet. So this is a 2px orbital, 2py orbital and 2pz orbital. Now third orbital is a d orbital. For d orbital again, L value is 2 and M value is plus minus L, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Total 5 values are there. That means 5 orientation around the space. That is around the space which are present around the nucleus. These M values indicating that they having 5 values showing 5 orientation in a space. Now d orbital having 5 orientation and that are dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. Now out of these 5 orbital, 3 are called as a non-axial orbital, remaining 2 are called as a axial orbital. Now if in this diagram, in this picture, dxy, dyz, dxz, these are the non-axial orbital, whereas bottom one, that is a dx square minus y square and dz square, these two orbitals are called as a axial orbital. Now dxy, dyz, dxz, these orbital are non-axial because the lobe of this d orbital, the shape of d orbital is a double dumbbell. The lobes of these double dumbbell d orbitals, in case of these three, present the area between the x, y, z axis. In case of dxy, these lobes are present in between the area of x and y axis. That's why these orbitals are called as a dxy. Now dxz, where the lobes of these d orbitals are present between the area of x and z axis. That's why these orbitals called as a dxz orbital. Similarly, dyz, where lobe is present between area of y and z axis. As these are present between the area of axis, hence these three d orbital, that is a dxy, dxz and dyz, these are called as a non-axial orbital, whereas remaining two dx square minus y square, in this case orbital, the lobes are present along the axis x and y. The double dumbbell lobes of d orbital, in case of these, are present along the axis, and that's why these are called as a axial one. And hence these orbits having name as a dx square minus y square. Similar reason is of dz square, where the lobe is present along the z axis. That's why that orbital is called as a dz square. Now the ring which are present at the center, that is a nodal zone. Nodal zone means what? Area where probability of finding electron is 0. And that circle which are present at the center indicating nodal zone of dz square. So in this way, d orbital having total 5 orientation. Out of these, 3 orientation are a non-axial one and 2 orientation are axial one. Non-axial orientation include orbitals such as dxy, dxz, dyz, whereas axial include the orbitals such as dx square minus y square and dz square. Now this diagram gives idea about the shapes of all these 5 orbital. To get a clear-cut idea, you can go through internet where various shapes of all these orbitals are available on the internet. You can go through that so that you can get a clear idea. Now this diagram of this picture indicating all SPD orbital. At the top there is a s orbital, spherical one, direction in all direction. Below that there are p orbital, to px, to py, to pz, and below that there are, that is at the bottom, there are d orbital, dx square, sorry, dz square, dxyz, dx square minus y square, dxy and dyz. So this diagram gives all orbitals collectively s, p and d orbitals. Now another point from your syllabus is electronic configuration of the elements. Now in your syllabus, electronic configuration from atomic number 1 to 30 is included. What is meant by electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is nothing but distribution or arrangement of electron in an atom or molecule within the available orbital. Whatever the molecular orbitals are available within the molecule, within that the arrangement of electron called as a electronic configuration. थोडक्यात मॉलिक्यूल मध्ये जे काही ऑर्बिटल प्रेझेंट आहेत, अवेलेबल आहे, त्या ऑर्बिट मध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉनची अरेंजमेंट करणं यालाच म्हणायचं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फिगरेशन. So let's see electronic configuration. This table includes electronic configuration of the element from atomic number 1 to 10. Now elements include atomic number 1 is hydrogen. Left side in this table, left side gives the name of elements as well as their symbol. Middle one their atomic number and right one their electronic configuration. Hydrogen having is the first member from periodic table having atomic number 1. Its electronic configuration is 1s1. Now all of you know that capacity of s orbital is of 2 electron. In case of hydrogen there is as only 1 electron is present, hence it enter in a 1s shape, and that's why the electronic configuration of hydrogen is 1s1. In case of helium, which is the next to hydrogen, atomic number 2, symbol as He, electronic configuration is 1s2. Now here capacity of s orbital get fulfilled, and that's why helium is included in a noble gas, which is also known as a inert gas. So these are the member from noble gas family, helium. And that's why the color of this one is a black one to get identify easily. Then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. Electron goes on adding as the atomic number goes on increasing. And last one is a neon, where electronic configuration of neon is helium 2s2 2p6, where again capacity of atomic number 2, which include s and p orbital, both get fulfilled, get completed, and that's why neon is the second member from 0 group elements. So now here in these 1 to 10 atomic number, helium and neons are the 0 group element whose capacity of s orbital and p orbital get fulfilled. Now this table gives a electronic configuration of atomic number from 11, that is from sodium, to atomic number 20, that is a calcium. Now again here electrons as the atomic number increases by only 1 unit, electron also get increased by only 1 unit, and there is addition take place within the shape. Now here in case of atomic number 11, there is entry of 3s, that is third principal quantum number. In 3s, electron gets started to add. Then when n is equal to 3, there are 3 subshell, that is S, P and D. So as the capacity of 3s get fulfilled, electron get enter in 3p orbital, as in case of aluminum. 13th electron enter in a 3p. Then 14, 15, 16, 17 and up to 18. Electron goes on adding in a 3p orbital. Now in case of argon, having atomic number 18, the capacity of 3p orbital get fulfilled. 3s is already fulfilled. Hence, argon is the third member from the zero group elements, where capacity of all the orbitals present within the argon get fulfilled. After argon, potassium having atomic number 19. Electron, instead of entering in 3d orbital, it goes into the 4s shell. So potassium having its electronic configuration argon, where argon is having electronic configuration neon 3s2 3p6. Now we are going to use these zero group elements in electronic configuration to make writing of easy electronic configuration. As we go heavy or higher elements, to write down electronic configuration starting from 1s, 2s, 3s and so on, it is make difficult. So to make writing of electronic configuration easy, we always take the help of, or we always use zero group element, that is noble gas, which include helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and so on. Now here for potassium, we are going to use argon, which is a zero group element having its atomic number 18. Potassium is having atomic number 19, that is plus 1 to that of argon. So its 19th electron does not enter in 3d orbital, though the third principal quantum number having d subshell. Instead of entering in d orbital, it enter in a 4s orbital. So electronic configuration of potassium is argon 4s1. For calcium, it is argon 4s2 3d0. So for calcium and potassium, 3d orbital does not contain any electron. Why this is so? I had already explained in the lecture number 2. Now this is the last table, which include electronic configuration of elements from atomic number 21 to 30. Now here 21th electron, that is a scandium, enter in a 3d orbital. Up to atomic number 20, electron enter in a 4s. At calcium, capacity of 4s orbital get fulfilled. And that's why after calcium, that is atomic number 21, 21th electron get entry in a 3d orbital. As incoming electron is enter in a 3d orbital, these elements, that is element from atomic number 21, get included in a d orbital, as last incoming electron is started adding in a 3d orbital. So from scandium, electron addition takes place in a 3d orbital. Capacity of d orbital is of 10 electron. Till addition of electron goes on adding within the same shell, that is a 3d shell. Now as per the expectation, the electronic configuration of chromium having atomic number 24 should be argon 3d4 4s2. That is the expected electronic configuration. But chromium does not showing this expected electronic configuration. Instead of showing that expected, it show electronic configuration argon 3d5 4s1. These electronic configuration, showing these electronic configuration, it is called as a anomalous behavior of chromium and also copper to the electronic configuration. Why it is happen? Now by shifting electron from 4s to 3d orbital, 3d orbital got half filled special stability. Capacity of d orbital is of 10 electron, but when electron enter from 4s to 3d, it becomes half filled. And that's why, because of 3d5 electronic configuration, chromium get a special stability. Similar reason is of copper. Copper expected configuration should be 3d9, argon 3d9, 4s1. But instead of showing that configuration, it show configuration 3d10, argon 3d10, 4s1. Again same reason. By shifting electron from 4s to 3d orbital, capacity of d orbital get fulfilled, it get a special stability of fulfilled orbital. Hence, because of half-filled spatial stability and full-filled spatial stability, chromium and copper show anomalous behavior to that of electronic configuration. Instead of showing expected one, rather than showing argon 3d4 4s2, argon 3d9 4s2, chromium show argon 3d5 4s1, and copper show argon 3d10 4s1 electronic configuration respectively. Why shifting is occur? Because the energy level gap between 3D and 4 is nearly negligible. Electron can easily jump from 4s to 3D, 3D to 4s also. And also second reason is N plus L rule, which we had seen in the second lecture. 3D orbital is near to the nucleus rather than 4s, and that's why having stability, more stability than 4s. Hence electron enter into the 3D orbital. Now here your syllabus including from first topic get a completed one. All the topic covered within the 4 lectures of atomic structures. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any queries, any difficulties, please comments in the Google Classroom. I will explain within same classroom. Thank you so much.